Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to a second session on research. Do you remember last week we talked about thinking about some questions when we're interested about something that we don't know a lot about? And we talked about one of our presidents, Abraham Lincoln. If you'll recall, we created a chart of questions that we wanted to know more about Abraham Lincoln. So what Miss Fletcher did was she created a graphic organizer. What is a graphic organizer? Well, it helps me to organize my information. So right here, you're going to see I created a graphic organizer about Abraham Lincoln. And it is all based off of those 5 questions we came up with at our last session. So here you can see we were wondering where and when he was born. So here I have a picture of a little baby, because that's going to help me figure out, I want to know more about when he was born and when he was a baby. Then over here, I have the word family, because we want to know, did he have a family? And you can see I've got a picture of a family right here to help me to know that that word is the word family. Next, we want to know if he had a job before he was president. So I put a little briefcase here to help me remember that this box is for whatever job he might have had. Over here, we want to know where he would live. So you'll see my little house here to remind me that I'm looking for information about where he lived. And the last question down here is we wanted to know, what did he do that was important when he was president? And I have a little picture of Abraham Lincoln with his top hat, because that's what we remember from his presidency. So today, I'm going to show you a website that will help you to explore about anything you might be interested in. So Miss Fletcher is going to go on her computer, and I'm going to show you a way to get to a website called Pebble Go. And if you'll remember, we used Pebble Go when we were learning about our inventors. Okay, so here you'll see this is our Kohl's website. And if you click on our library, useful links, you should be able to scroll down and find Pebble Go. So we're going to go to our website called Pebble Go. Now, it does require a login, and your teacher will send your parents the login information so that you can log in. But here you'll see in Pebble Go, we have information about animals, we have information about science, we have biographies, and look who's right there. There's my Abraham Lincoln. So I'm going to go into this box. But underneath, you're going to see they also have information about social studies and dinosaurs as well. But today we're going to go into biographies, and we're going to look for Abraham Lincoln. Now, we know he was a president, so if we click on it, you're going to see that when you do your, when you hover over that,
Presidents and First Ladies.
When you hover over it, it's going to tell you what that box is. So this is the one we're going to click on. And we're going to find Abraham Lincoln. And look, I see a picture of him, so it must be in this box.
Presidents.
And if we scroll back up, there's President Lincoln. So we're going to click on Abraham Lincoln. Now, on our Pebble Go, we have tabs up here on the top. You can click through and learn all about Abraham Lincoln. Here it has some text that you'll be able to read if you're ready for that. But some of us might not be able to read all these big words. That's okay, because it's got this little microphone that when you click on that button, it will read it to us. So let's listen about Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln was the 16th President of the United States. He was born in Kentucky in 1809. At age 7, Abraham and his family moved to Indiana. There, Abraham did chores and read books.
So now I want to think. One of my questions was about where and when he was born. And I think this one said something about when he was born. Let's listen one more time and see if we hear it.
Abraham Lincoln was the 16th President of the United States. He was born in Kentucky in 1809.
Okay, so right there it talked about when he was born. So on my chart, I'm going to come back over here so you guys can see me nice and big. And under born, I'm going to write that he was born in Kentucky. And you'll be able to copy this directly from the website when you're doing it. And I know he was born in 1809. And look, I have my first box filled. We just did research, boys and girls. Let's do a little bit more. Miss Fletcher's going to share her screen again so that you can see Pebble Go. And we'll go to the next tab. The next tab says early life. Let's listen to this one and see if we can find any information. Now remember, we're looking for family, job, where he lived, or what he did when he was a president.
At age 21, Abraham moved to Illinois. He ran a store and served as postmaster. 12 years.
Did that just talk about his job? I think it talked about his job. He ran a store and served as postmaster. That's like a mailman. He ran the mail office. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to find my picture with the job. Is this the job? No, that was family. Here I see a briefcase. Is that the job? Yes. So in this box, I'm going to write postmaster. And now I have 2 of my boxes filled. Let's do a little bit more. I'm going to go back to my Pebble Go.
Years later, Abraham married Mary Todd. They had 4 sons.
Oh, does that talk about his family? I think it did. Let's go back. Here was our family. His wife was Mary Todd. And they had how many sons? That's right, he had 4 sons. Okay. So you can see, boys and girls, I could fill all of this chart in just based off of Pebble Go. And it's an awesome resource to learn more about different things. So here is my challenge to you. If you'll remember, I'm going to go back to Pebble Go and I'm going to remind you that one of our possible things to look at was animals right here. So I want you to click in the animals box and I want you to find an animal you want to know more about. Maybe you want to know more about dinosaurs. Maybe you want to know more about a fish. Or maybe in mammals, you can find all sorts of things like the whales or wildcats or maybe even apes and chimpanzees and monkeys or bears. Maybe you want to know more about a polar bear. I want you to do a little research. Miss Fletcher and Miss Richardson and Miss Morrison are also going to send you an easy graphic organizer that you can use, or you can make one just like I did. Think about questions you want to know. What does your animal eat? What does your animal, where does your animal live? Think about those types of questions, and then we're going to create a flip grid, and you can share what you learned. How fun would that be? Because as everybody shares, you're going to be able to see what other researchers did too. That's right, boys and girls. By doing this, you are a researcher. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope you get to do a lot on Pebble Go and learn so many new things. And I'm looking forward to seeing what research you do. Bye.